let me use the Nigerian. I mean, for instance, now you have Ian Kelechi Iheanacho.
Yeah.
He's 22, or he should be 23 by now.
Bempe, is it Bampe or what?
Mbappe is 19.
19, yeah.
He's 19, but he's already earning more than most of adults.
Let's bring it down to our parents.
Most
of our parents, the money that they're going to earn in the next 10 years, he earns it in a week.
He earns more than my parents, and that's
mad.
That's very rare. That's nice. And again, I feel like even with this improvement, also I feel like that's a setback, because I feel like the problem of self-confidence is also holding us back. Because personally, I know that I have a lot of things that I would have loved to do, and I would still love to do, but I know that sometimes I just feel like just forget about it.
So the question is why? So you have all these people that should serve as inspiration, but you feel like
exactly what's the need? Like that.
What's the need? How? Like they don't need you doing it because they've done it or what?
No, because like maybe we won't go that far.
Okay.
I won't make as a meet up to what I expect to do.
So what do you think is the major reason why you have that mindset?
I don't know. I feel like in every human being that everyone has this disbelief in him or herself, and it takes you to overcome it, to become anything in life.
Absolutely.
Everyone, you obviously at one point in your life you get to a certain low where you feel like what's the need in life again. So that's why you look at people, you see what they've achieved in life, and it pushes you to work harder. So I feel like probably by the next decade, I feel like I should be saying a different thing.
Absolutely.
Rather than saying this. But
my name is Usim Nayaluka. I am an undergraduate of Federal University of Technology. I'm 16 years of age, and for the past decade, I would like to dabble into the educational sector, most especially the universities. The rate at which the word sorting has increased in universities is quite alarming. You see graduates, youth service corps, they go to secondary schools to perform duties as citizens of the country. They don't have much knowledge to impact into the young children in secondary schools. Why? Why is this so? You can trace it back to secondary school. We bring back technology. You see that these people who go to the university with the mindset of I'll go, I pay the lecturers, they give me marks. Why is it so? When they were in secondary school, they didn't have that mindset of studying, because the major distraction a student can ever experience in life is this technological device called the mobile phone. The mobile phone is quite advantageous, and its disadvantages are very destructive. Once a student have gotten the mindset of using the phone, because in the phone you find many things. Social media is the major distractor. The student at night, he's supposed to open his book, burn his night candles and read. You see him chatting on Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, or social networks. You see a student when given assignments, instead of him to research through his textbooks, he pick up a phone, search through Google and find the answer. Not that it's bad to search through Google, but once you pick up a book, you find more additional knowledge, both related and non-related. Let's ask ourselves these questions. Why is that the people of before seem to have more knowledge than we of this decade? Because they settled down, calmed down, and read through their textbook. They didn't have any form of shortcut, because I called the Google a shortcut.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying I didn't use it, I used it. And I'm seeing the disadvantages now. Assuming we settled down, we read, you see, you open a book, probably a chapter of which the topic should be in. Maybe your teacher hasn't taught you that. He just gave you an assignment for you to read, and you go ahead to search to the Google and find the answer to. You've not done yourself any good. You still, assuming the topic is quite a tough one, you still be confused when it is being taught. But once you've had a little bit of idea after reading it, you find it more easier when it's being taught.
So exam malpractice is one of the things that we have struggled with in this decade.
Yes.
100% correct.
My name is Chichi. I'm in SS3 class. I want to speak about unemployment.
How old are you?
I'm 16 years old.
Okay.
I want to speak about unemployment. The unemployment rate since this past decade has increased.
The question is why?
The reason is because we, the current citizens, we want white-collar jobs.
Thank you. Because I thought you were going to take it back to the government and say it's government's fault. Thank you. Go ahead.
These white-collar jobs that we want are relatively not available. And tracing back in the old days, where entrepreneurship was the order of the day,
Yes.
citizens then, they had skills like carpentry work. I can't even tell someone to study carpentry in school and he will agree.
They will slap you, not even agree.
But they don't know that some carpenters are billionaires.
True.
Those who make big furnitures
True.
for big men,
True.
they buy from them and they make a lot of money. So I think that a solution is coming up, which is still entrepreneurship. Because the unemployment rate has increased, cities now sorted a way out of the problem, which is unemployment. They now have catering works, sewing of clothes, that's tailoring, and other things, which has helped to decrease the unemployment rate that is facing us. So I think that we should encourage entrepreneurship because it's the way out from our problem, unemployment.
My name is Wina and I'm 13 years old. The elections being conducted in Nigeria are now getting safer due to the security of the states.
Are you sure?
States. Yes, they're getting safer. They are no longer more as violent as before.
Okay. Do we agree?
Yes. Comparing it to the past.
My name is Odichinyere and I am 17 years. My experience in the last decade is that recently there has been this opportunity loan. Yes, I would hear my teachers, adults and even successful ones saying that this generation is actually one that have bigger opportunities and privileges to become better. They would always say, I wished I had that opportunity.
Some of us still say
So this is actually saying, and it has influenced me in a very positive path because I'm seeing it that you have no excuse to be a failure because everything has been provided. If not everything has been provided, the platform like this one we have now, it's really a big one. At least teenagers can come, bring out ideas and then move the world at last to a better place. And even other opportunities outside, even in the educational sector, teenagers like us are now beginning more exposed and this is really overwhelming and is a good idea, is a great improvement because it is really telling us that we are in the age and we are in the times when we have everything to become better. And if we take this mindset to the next decade, I can tell you, I can assure you, in the next decade, most of us will move above mediocrity and then we'll have a lot of things to show.
And for the fact that the social media is there, I mean everybody and anybody can promote anything through your platforms. So even beyond people giving you platforms or opportunities, this smartphone in your hands is the bigger opportunity for you where whatever you are doing, you can share it there, you can drop it there and tell people.
When we talk about the social media platforms that we see in the world today, we can see that people normally say that the disadvantages rather of the social media platform is now outweighing the advantages found on it. But on my own personal opinion, I can disagree with that because looking at the social media is a platform where people can get information.
In the past, many people believe that without parents or guidance, they cannot become whatever they want to be in future. But in this modern age, having myself as an experience, if somebody like me can cater for his education in secondary school level, why can't someone as well cater for his education in the university level. Go to our universities now, you see many people sponsoring themselves. And I swear, I love the modern days of this nature that many people have seen that even if the government did not provide job opportunity for them, they can go into agriculture, they can go into artisan works and do something for themselves. I also use myself as an example that even if I travel to Anambra during holidays to raise money for my school fees, and also I travel back to Abia during the school, then that I can also make it in university level.
Absolutely. So what do you do to train yourself?
I do petty business, like whenever I get to Anambra, I'll buy perfumes, then when I come back, I'll still sell it in Abia State.
So how old are you? 16. I mean, you are an inspiration. There are so many young people that are into prostitution. That's one of the things we have seen in this decade. And they will tell you it's because I don't have mother or father. But you have just said it that with or without that. Yes, it's good that they are there and they can fend for us, but when they are not there, you can step up and take care of yourself. So well done. I mean, you just inspired me to even tell myself I can't even give any excuse. Well done. Thank you so much.
I'm 15 years of age and I'm in SS3. I want to talk about the rate of insecurity in Nigeria and globally. Talking about Nigeria, the rate of insecurity has increased dramatically over the decade. Like when we talk about the insurgents and the Boko Haram, the herdsmen, and kidnapping, raping, cultism all over the country. Youths are now becoming a menace to the society because of the insecurity. And security operatives have slacked in their duties, in checkmating crimes and criminality.
Don't you think they are overwhelmed? By the insurgencies and, I'm just asking.
They might be overwhelmed by the arms and ammunition of the insurgents, because most of these insurgents come with weapons that are higher than the...
But that's not an excuse because they can step up their game.
Yes, ma'am. That's an excuse.
So I think it's something that going forward, the next decade, we should be... I mean, we are praying a lot in Nigeria, but we are hoping that things, the insecurities would take a different turn and Nigeria will be safer for us young people. Are we saying amen to that?
Amen. My name is Anna Collins Judera and I'm 16 years old. I want to talk on technological advancements. The use of technology or some electronic gadgets can either make or mar you. In the negative note, it can cause a disadvantage and a havoc in the life of the youth.
So do you think it has affected you positively?
Yes, I think it has affected me positively.
Okay, thank you. Why I'm cutting you because someone else has mentioned that. And I'm waiting for people to talk about, okay, let me allow you guys to finish. The two ladies to talk their own. But so nobody has really mentioned, apart from my rapping friend when she's cooking. I think she raps more when she's cooking. Nobody has really mentioned, entertainment world, apart from her. But
I'm 17 years old, and I'd like to hammer on the case of depression. For the past days now, we've seen deaths, most of them caused by depression in young people. And why is this so? You see, our societal values have changed over time. Before time, our societal values were honesty, justice, and the rest. But now, it's now based on what you have and what you don't have. Do you have iPhone 11? Do you have iPhone 10? Do you have this clothes and that clothes designed by so and so person? Or do you have this car or that car? So you see young people now, because they don't have such, they go ahead feeling so low and they have such low self-esteem and seeing others up there because they don't have such. So, there was a story trending online about someone who sold his kidney just to buy iPhone 11, and at the end he was paralyzed. So what was the use? He couldn't even use the gadgets after selling his kidney. There was even a story about a girl who was killed by her boyfriend who killed herself because her boyfriend said he doesn't love her anymore. So you see all this love stuff going on between teenagers right now, girlfriend and boyfriend. Oh, he said he doesn't love me again. Oh, she said she doesn't love me again. And then you see them going on to kill themselves. It happens. And as stupid as this may sound, it's going on. So people should not just see all these material things as what should matter in society,
Absolutely.
but should see
Absolutely.
honesty, justice,
Absolutely.
truthfulness, and so on and so forth as what should
Absolutely.
matter.
Like you hit the nail on the, how do you put it? The past decade, I think in the past 2 years we have recorded suicide on another level. I personally had first-hand cases like that really broke me. I mean, I'm talking of teenagers. And so you mentioning this is amazing, and I like the fact that it's coming from even a lady, a girl. So I mean, so many cases of love, even this year, of girls that on this side was boyfriend left them, it was out there. People that also went the extra in a negative way, extra mile just to make ends meet. We've seen the rate of 419, Yahoo, that's the one we understand now. Yahoo, G Plus has increased in the past decade just because our values have changed, like you said. Thank you so much for saying that. You raising your hand, you want to add something to that?
Like she said, you not just talk about the material part of it. Depression is, it's not, you don't just decide to be depressed. It's a mental, it's a state of mind. It's not just caused by material things, like a lot of things cause depression.
Things trigger it.
Yes, traumatic experiences could cause depression. It's not just this person has this, I don't have it, so because of that I'm depressed.
No, but I've seen people that, so I understand what
yes, I know where she's coming from.
That because I don't have this, I can't match up with my mates, then I'm not good enough. And it's a gradual thing that once it sets in, before you know it, it becomes a problem.
Yes, probably. And then that's just one of it.
Yes.
So then other things can cause depression. Like I know a lot of people, like most of them, they just feel like people get depressed because of probably they don't have this, they don't have that. So I try to tell them that there are lots of things that could cause it. Like probably now in a home, a child could his parents could go through a divorce,
Absolutely.
and then he could now be going between homes, maybe his dad, his mom. Eventually, I know in the Western world, sometimes the government takes control of the child. So that when you go through homes, different foster homes, probably you might now start feeling bad, low, and depressed. It's not just because someone has this and I don't have it. There are a lot of things, traumatic experiences from the past. Maybe you are raped in the past. You could now become paranoid.
Absolutely.
Eventually you start detaching yourself from society, and then once you don't like relating with people again and you tend to stay alone, eventually you start fighting your demons alone. So to tackle this problem of depression, I feel like we should all just look around us, try to know what another person is going through. Sometimes people just say, I'm okay, I'm feeling fine, but probably they're not. Sometimes the happiest ones are the saddest.
I'm 16 years old. I actually feel like self-esteem is something teenagers will struggle with. And I feel like self-esteem is actually what leads to these things teenagers go through. Like you see a teenager will just wake up and start putting on short things. I feel like it's self-esteem. You feel like you're not good enough. You feel like I'm not worth it. You feel like no, I need to belong. So when you feel like this, you start doing things the illegal things you know you're not supposed to do. And I feel like what causes this thing is when you don't know who you are. Like self-discovery is something very important. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It should be something that one should want to do because.
But do you think from the family setting, the parents are supposed to help us young people to understand who we are?
I feel like they should, but more like what we see now. Our parents not to tell us who we are. Like they feel like we should live the lives they had to live. Here, they did not live. They'll be like, okay, maybe while growing, they wanted to be civil servant, they wanted to be medical doctors. They were not able, and then I don't feel like, okay, my kid or my children should like live this life. So they'll be like, okay, you John, you'll be a doctor or that, or like they will tell you what you have to do. And they don't want to hear us, they feel like we don't know anything, you're still a kid. So
in this decade, don't you think a lot of parents they've developed a bit, or are they still that very rigid?
No.
But a few parents, I know like majority parents are still like that, but a very few of us still like we are blending to say, okay, what do you want? You know, but I agree with you with the part of a lot of teenagers don't know who they are, and they tend to try to be someone else they are not. Okay.
And so when you see teenagers, they do things like you don't know who they are. And funny enough, finding yourself is not easy. You sometimes you feel like, oh, you know yourself, but you're not sure you know yourself. So I feel like in some, you know, this age is a bracket age. You feel like you're dead, but really you're not there. And sometimes you feel like you don't need anybody's help. But I feel like teenagers, we need people. We need human beings. We need someone who is ready to listen.
We need mentors.
Yeah, we need mentors. Yeah. To listen to us and like direct us. Like when I knew Mommy Chichi or saw her, I felt like, oh, I've seen someone I can talk to, like
someone that you're finer than.
I feel like I've seen someone I can be free with, like tell her, like, you know, personal things she will like, you get. And she gave me the vibe. She's like free. She's so down to earth. So I feel like teenagers should like look for someone, a counselor, a mentor that can like, you get, direct us and like hear us out and like give us like, okay, you wanna be this. I think like I feel like teenagers, we don't study. Okay, let's say we don't study. We don't read. Maybe we just read school books, but other books we don't. We just feel like it's about school. You'll be reading biology, you'll be reading physics, and you forget that we are in a world, society. Like me, I wasn't a reading type, but this year, maybe it's because I was my uncle reads a lot. So I just felt like reading is something we should do, and it has helped me. Like I read a lot, things that has to do with the word, I read it because I feel like it's not about classroom now. We are in a world. You need to like develop your mindset.
You need to know.
Develop.
You need to be exposed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like reading actually gives you the sense of you feel like it gives you a sense of is it fulfillment?
Yeah.
When you're with your equals,
and
you know.
versatile.
Yes. My boss always tell me it's not about knowing everything, but try to know something of everything. You must know everything, but at least have an idea
of virtually everything. Okay, I'm gonna take you, only you, and then we end here.
Past decade and the teenagers we have need someone to push them. It's not like they don't have like potentials that the world are looking for, but then they feel they need to hide it. But when they are pushed by people like that, I call them people that have this eye for the future. If they are pushed and then they get to know themselves, because I was reading from this book and I came across that the beginning of knowing oneself is just wisdom itself. So if we are pushed, not that we don't know that all these things are good, but then how do we start? So this is the generation we are in.
Absolutely. So do we agree that we are in a better generation?
Yes.
And we don't have any excuse?
Yes.
And you have all it takes to be whoever you put your mind to?
Yes.
The main thing is if you can think it, you can become it.
Yes.
If you think of it, you can attract it. But the question is, are we thinking about it? Do you think it's possible? Do you think you can match up to your mates that are not in Nigeria? Like if you are taken out of Nigeria and you are placed in another country, do you think you can match shoulder to shoulder with them? Until you can answer that question, then you can start having a conversation. But the truth of the matter is, you can become whoever you set your mind to. The question is, are you willing to push yourself, like she said? Are you willing to push yourself, to strip yourself of every form of mediocrity? As young people, even people like us, we like the comfort zone. We just want to stay and chill. We don't even want to push. I don't want to have. But if you go out and you realize that, I mean, I can achieve so much for myself. I can do so much. It's just for me to start working extra hard and do what every other person is not doing. There are so many sports people out there. But we hear of, like, if you come into the football world, you're hearing of Messi, you're hearing of Ronaldo. What makes them to stand out from the rest? In golf, you're hearing of Tiger Woods. In tennis, you're hearing of there's a teenager that has been there in this decade, like you've seen teenagers that are out their game. How many of you know Simon Bell? She's a gymnast. You guys have a lot of work to do. So your assignment is you're going to find teenagers that are in different world that can inspire you. Do you understand? Find teenagers that Simon Bell, that's her name. B-I-L-E-S. Simon Bell. She is the biggest, the most decorated, most awarded gymnast in the world. And she's not up to 19. She's like 17 or 18. Do you understand? So if you can find teenagers that will inspire you, the next decade is going to be easier for us. If you can find teenagers that you are looking at them and you are telling yourself, if this person can achieve this, I can do 10 times what this person is doing. You have to do that. That's your assignment going into 2020. You telling yourself that I want to do so much. I want to live. I want to put my name on the map. Do you understand? You can put your name on the map. Like when people, you know what I mean by on the map? When people Google your name, achievement upon achievement comes out. You are not too young. You are not too insignificant to be that. Did we make sense?
Yes.
I've learned from us, and I feel like this is us taking it out of here to go, people around us, to tell them that you are the only person holding yourself. The moment you can tell yourself, I'm done being comfortable in my comfort zone, I'm done being insignificant, I'm done being mediocre. 2020, you don't even need New Year resolution. You're just entering the year telling yourself, I'm achieving, these are my plans, I'm writing down my goals, and these are the things I'm going to achieve going forward. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the show. This is me telling you Merry Christmas, compliments of the season. Merry Christmas, and I hope you're going to enjoy the season with your family and loved ones. And invite me to come and eat with you guys and enjoy with you. Make sure you have fun and make sure you are prepared for the next year, 2020. You cannot get into 2020 not knowing what you want for yourself, and you being, just like we have discussed with the teenagers, you being a young person is not an excuse. This is a generation of so many opportunities, so many things is out there, has been provided for your generation to make use of, and this is the time. This is your time. Like we say, this is teens time, and this is your time to be heard, to push yourself, to live above mediocrity, to live above excuses, to live above the status quo, and tell yourself, I'm not going to allow or to follow suit with the things that used to be there that are not good enough. But it's you trying to set the pace and put your name on the map. Like I told the teenagers, everything is within your power. I always tell teenagers, you are the Michelangelo of your life. You are the one that that holds your life in your hands. So whatever you want to do with yourself, God has given you every opportunity to become who you want to be. But the question is, who do you want to be? And if you can draw up a picture of yourself in the next 10 years now, believe me, you can achieve it. Just draw it. Like I said, the Michelangelo, Michelangelo, he used to be like a very successful, outstanding, artist. And if you can do that and draw up yourself and draw up your future and your plans and say, in the next 10 years, this is what I want to do. Trust me, in the next 10 years, if God willing, we are going to be alive, and you will look back and say, yes, I'm glad I was able to take some of these steps. This is Teens Time. I love you. Thank you so much for being part of this show. Thank you from the deepest part of my heart. I say thank you so much for supporting us. And hopefully next year we're going to get sponsorship from some of us watching to keep this show going. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. And I wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. I love you so much. Bye.